pretty flat, ain't it?
Yeah.
Well, last year I swore I was gonna try to keep from having so much down wheat. That didn't happen, as y'all can see. I've run into an issue that I didn't know we were gonna have with this combine and our baler, but I'll kind of touch base with that once we start baling straw, maybe tomorrow morning. Well, y'all, we did it again. Told you we weren't gonna buy anything else, and I wasn't planning on it, but look behind me. We're gonna make straw getting a little bit easier this year. Massey Ferguson 1840 square baler, and then we got a Kuhn AF10 10 bale accumulator. So this thing will bale our straw and put it right in the stacks that we use our skid steer to pick it up with. We're getting ready to head home about 2 hours from South Boston, Virginia, and we'll see y'all back at home where it's wet and rainy. Shoo-wee! Look at there. Looks like a brand new setup. Gave it a little bit of a bath and washed all the dust and the hay off of it. I don't believe the previous owner had ever given it a bath, but boy, she shines up good. I was hoping we might have some straw dry this evening, but it's still damp, so maybe if it doesn't rain tonight or tomorrow, maybe come Monday, maybe we can try this setup out. Got to get the baler there in the shop. Got to get everything greased now, and the old chains and all oiled, and get some twine in it. And as far as I know, we'll be ready to go. We're going to pull it with the 986 y'all see there. So whoever gets to run the setup, they're going to get to sit in the air condition this year. It's going to be nice. Well, so now y'all have seen us picking up our new to us hay setup here. We have bought us a Massey Ferguson. It's an 1840 inline square baler. As I said before, y'all have seen this on the channel before, one of these. My buddy that raises a lot of straw has a bale bearing. This is the baler they run. Yeah, they run one similar to this. And we also picked up a Kuhn's AF10 bale accumulator. So if y'all have been with us the last couple of years, you've seen us like in straw, and when we do get up square bales of hay, we have the grapples that go on the front of our skid steer, and we follow the square baler in the field with the skid steers, and we group them into groups of 10, and then we load those groups of 10 onto our trailer. Well, we were running into some issues with our new combine. The windrow was going to be too wide. I found out you could put some pieces in the back to kind of narrow up the windrow, but I've been looking at upgrading square balers for a little while now. Our baler now does decent in straw, but when it comes to hay, the bales just tend to get loose over time, and it's a 70-year-old baler, so you know it's just not all that consistent. And we're getting to the point now where we're getting enough acres and enough land that I'm trying to make it as easy on us as possible. And then this year too, being a very, very wet summer so far, you know, we're just not gonna have the time we normally do, I don't think, as far as dry weather, to really be in the field and getting our square bales of straw out. That, as well as my Uncle Mitchell that usually helps us in the straw field, he's going on vacation at the end of the month, and so that's gonna put us a man down. And with this machine here, for one, this machine should bale a lot better than ours. It should bale some really, really good bales of hay. It has a lot wider header on the front of it, so we should be able to straddle the windrows that our combine is making without having to rake them or modify the combine. It should just be a totally different ball game as far as the balers go. And then this AF10 accumulator, this will take and put our 10 bale bundles together right behind the baler. So the only thing we will have to do in the field with the skid steer is actually pick up those bundles and set them on a trailer. So instead of having to accumulate them as well as pick them up, we'll just be doing the one step. And this is just gonna make us a lot more efficient, and it's just gonna help us out in, you know, in later times. So I'm really excited to run this piece of equipment. Unfortunately, this evening, the straw is a little too damp still. I did tether it just a little while ago, well, earlier today, and I was hoping maybe it would get ready, but if it doesn't rain tonight, it maybe would be ready tomorrow. I don't really like working on Sundays, but it may be that we would pull it out and try. But this thing's gonna be able to go right behind us, right behind the combine, and it's really gonna speed up our efficiency, I think. And yes, this was not a cheap piece of equipment, but we got what I feel was a really good deal on it. The guy we purchased it from, they claim it's less than 10,000 bales that was put on this baler, and I believe it. I mean, you know, down here in the pickup, most of the ones I've seen that have a lot of bales on them, especially these augers down here that bring the hay to the center, most of them really have the paint wore off, and these really don't. The fingers don't really have a whole lot wore off. And even back here in the bale chamber, and even on the slide on the coon, there's just very minimal paint wear anywhere. And according to the counter, which I don't believe has ever been reset, because they didn't even know it had a counter. It has like 8,000 bales on it. And for anybody that's ever been around a baler like this knows that, I mean, 8,000 bales on one of these is nothing. I mean, our neighbor puts 30,000 plus on his every year, and I think he's had his for 4 or 5 years now. And I don't think he's really ever had to do a whole lot to it, other than like just general maintenance and stuff. So this thing should last us a very, very long time. And like I said, I think this is really going to open up a gateway for us to do more hay work. I haven't ever really done a whole lot of square bale hay, just because for whatever reason my baler, it seems to bale them decent, but then after some time they really loosen up, the bales do. And I'm hoping this one will do much better, and it should. It's got a lot newer technology on it, and obviously cost a whole lot more. I think I give I think we get like 600 bucks for old New Holland, and I mean, this is 600 bucks, might buy a tire or something for this one. But we got her cleaned up this morning, or this evening here, Coleman and I did, and boy, she's looking like a real machine now. She's spit shined up. We got the 986 spit shined up. We got a plug ordered. There's the plug like comes in typical standard cab tractors now. The 3-prong electric plug. It's required on this baler to run the fan, which blows across the noddles just to keep them clean. And this tractor doesn't have one. Our 4250 does, because I added them on it, but I think we're going to probably dedicate this tractor to the baling tractor. It doesn't get used for a whole lot of other stuff, and it doesn't have all the GPS and guidance like my 4250 does, so we don't really plant a whole lot with it or anything. And in my opinion, this tractor's nowhere near as nice as like the 4250s. The cab design is nowhere near as good, and it's loud in there. I just like the John Deere better, honestly. But I think this will be a perfect setup for this. Whoever's using it can sit in the air condition, and somewhat maybe quieter than open station. If you've ever been on one of these 986s, especially the naturally aspirated internationals like this, they were not quiet. But anyway, I'm really looking forward to running it, and I hope y'all will stick around. And here, just as soon as the weather clears up, we're gonna put this sucker into the field, and we're gonna see what she's made of, and hopefully put up a mess of straw so that we can help pay for this thing. Afternoon, guys. It's Sunday. We don't usually like working on Sunday, but we got rain coming. We're gonna try to get this straw out of the field here. I got my wife here. She is raking hay with our New Holland roller bar rake, using our Kubota side-by-side here. Most of our tractors have something else hooked to them, so we just hooked it right up to the side-by-side. This thing works just as good as a tractor anyway. Putting this straw in the windrow, and then we're gonna come through here very quick-like and try to get as much as baled as we can. There's showers and storms gonna be around this afternoon, so I don't know if we'll be able to get it all up. We got about 5 or 6 acres to do. It should be dry because it was getting dry yesterday evening, but we're flipping it up into the windrow, and then we'll see what it's like. And we're gonna get the baling here with our new baling set up, and then I'm gonna go get everything ready and start picking them up. It's just as hard as they put them down, I'm gonna put them up. So let's get to work. Well guys, we successfully got the 2 fields there in front of my house baled yesterday. Didn't get y'all a whole lot of footage, just was trying to beat the rain. Ended up not getting any rain yesterday. But anyway, we got all that baled yesterday. We was having a little bit of issues with our accumulator here, not feeding quite correctly down the chute. I think a lot of it was just due was on the sides of those hills, but we might have some adjustments to do. But the old Baler, flawless. I mean, it done great. Makes some really good tight bales and makes some really easy loading and unloading. We got those 2 fields done yesterday, and then we caught it. And actually on the way over here to the next farm, the tire on this 986, the tube bit the dust. It's actually been leaking for probably a year or 2 now, and we just don't use it a whole lot, so we hadn't had it fixed. But anyway, we had tire company come out this morning. They put us a new tube in it, and actually found that the previous tire company who had messed with it when my grandpa was farming probably 20 years ago had left the old valve stem out of the old tube in the bottom of the tire, and it actually cut into the tire a little bit, and that's what punctured our tube. But they just got this tire fixed, and as y'all can see behind me, it's cloudy. We've had a little bit of rain here. It's real humid, so the wheat ain't drying out good. I don't think we're gonna be able to cut wheat today, but I did bring Coleman's brought his trailer, parked it in this shed yesterday, and I unloaded it this morning, and I brought mine over here now. We're gonna get it unloaded and get the barn cleaned out and get it ready, so that one day when it does dry up enough for us to cut our wheat again, that we can really set sail and put a bunch of straw and a bunch of grain up here in a hurry. You know, see the straw we got loaded here in the barn this morning. It's 180 bales stacked up there, 6 high. We've been using the Bobcat T300. It actually works a lot better than my John Deere because it can actually stack 6 stacks high on my trailer, where my John Deere can only stack 5. So instead of hauling 150 at a time, now we can haul 180. And as wet as it is in the fields this year, you know, with water standing and whatnot, this thing right here creates a lot less compaction than a tire machine. But anyway, this is my dad and my grandpa's barn. Used to keep a bunch of hay in it, but since we've kind of slacked down on cows, we got hay on that side. And I'm gonna fill this up with straw from here over. And then if we bale some more hay this fall, or we actually got about 7 acres, 5, 6, 7 acres to cut here shortly if it dries up, we'll put a little bit of square bale hay here for what we sell. Then here on the other side of the barn, this is the shed I built last year. We got to get the tractor and the planter out, Coleman's truck and trailer, and then we got their old square baler back here, along with a few construction materials. We got to get all this stuff out and ready, because we can fit somewhere in the 2,000, 2,500 bale range in here if we stack it right. So we got to get this stuff out and get it ready to go, because one day it is going to stop raining where we can get into the field. Our Massey does look a little better than this old square baler, but it was a good one. I don't think I paid but maybe $600 for this baler, and it baled flawlessly pretty much for a couple years. We did have one breakdown last year when we were rebaling some hay. The old guard there broke, and I got a new one somewhere at the house, and then we got a seal in this gearbox that needs replacing. Right there, y'all can see it's leaking, but other than that, this has been a really, really good machine for what it is. But I'll tell you one thing, that 1840 makes a heck of a lot better bale than this old thing. Well guys, we got back here in the combine this evening. It's still running a little wet. I'd say we're in the 14%. That shows 13, but 14% or so here. It's kind of one of the things this year I'd love to get it down to about 12 or 13, but we got rain coming, and we'll see what we can get in before the rain gets here. We've had so much rain this year, our quality's only going downhill. So we're gonna put what we can in the bin here, and Coleman's going to get the truck, and we might try to get out here and bale a little of this straw before rain gets here. But it seems like this year we get a rain about every evening, or here every day or two, just enough that it really is messing us up so far. But the old 9500 here has been doing really good this week. It's standing good for the most part, and yeah, pretty good yields. I made a short here a couple weeks ago, and I asked everybody what I thought the yield would be. You put a guess, and we're gonna have a little contest here. whoever can guess whatever the average of this field is, the closest, I'm gonna send them some sort of Ruth Farms merch, probably a hat, most likely. You're gonna have to be inside the United States because I'm not gonna pay for shipping outside the United States. But y'all go ahead and take a guess. I don't know that this is completely right, so don't base your judgment off of this. And if you already guessed in the other short, you know, that's gonna be your guess. So, but yeah, it's looking good. The wheat's pretty so far, other than the quality's the crap. It's not gonna be milling wheat, unfortunately. But here comes our guys doing our top dressing on our corn here in a Fendt Rogator top dressing rig. We've already had part of our wheat top dressed, or corn top dressed rather, and they're going to do the rest of it now. Nutrient Ag Solutions, they're out of Norwood. Let's get a little visual of what we got here. We got our set soft red winter wheat, hopefully around 13 something, low 14s. 14.2 on that go. You always do these things 2 or 3 times and kind of take the middle ground, the average. 14.5 there. Like around 14.5 is what she's gonna be. 14.5 is what we're gonna call it at. We about got some cab wheat here. Coleman ain't got back with our truck yet. Maybe he'll be back here in a minute. See, we got rain coming here in a little while, or at least we think we do. Finally showed up. Let's hit our unload switch here. Yep, probably. Quick unloader. These are some of our full season beans here. Everything's looking pretty good considering the excessive amount of rain we've had this spring. I don't think I've ever cut wheat before and it be muddy, but we can say we have now. Good and muddy. I'm gonna show you guys a little something here. I don't know if it'll pick up on camera, but right around here there's a streak about probably 10, 15, maybe 20 foot wide there. It's darker than the rest of the field. You can see it all the way down through there. That is that's a little area down through there where my sprayer didn't quite reach, and I didn't want to make an extra trip when we were applying a fungicide and run over more wheat. And that's the color difference between the wheat that we treated and the wheat that we did not treat. And I've been able to see it for several weeks now. He said hopefully it'll pick up on the camera, but we got this little field over here. We've actually got a fungicide trial on with the extension agent, so we're going to do some yield testing, and hopefully we'll be able to see a big difference, or at least be able to see how much of a difference there is between the treated and untreated wheat, and if a fungicide is beneficial. And I definitely think it probably was this year, as wet as we've been this latter part of the spring, early part of the summer. But it's been interesting to see the color difference in the wheat, at least a visual difference. Now whether or not that correlates to a lot of yield, I don't know. But this whole area right here, pretty good little chunk right here, I didn't get applied just because I didn't want to run over any more than I had to. I figured the amount of wheat I ran over would probably be more than what I would gain by applying the fungicide. But for the most part, this variety here is standing pretty well. We do have some down areas like this right here. I'm not exactly sure what the difference was, but there was obviously something different here. As y'all can tell up through there, for the most part, it's pretty good. And even behind me, it's for the most part pretty good, other than where I overlapped when I was applying my nitrogen. But it's pretty good weed. I'm pretty happy with it. The other varieties, you know, over there, it's, y'all can see maybe on the camera, there's a bunch laid down. But it's a high yielding variety. It's, you know, but it'll be interesting to see if this variety yields about the same or not, because it's definitely a lot better standing wheat than that over there. And that may make a lot of our decisions on what variety we're going to plant next year. But Coleman and my uncle are headed to get us a drink now, and then they're going to hopefully jump in here and bale a few bales of straw before we got some storms coming in this evening. And we'll just get up. If we can get up 100 bales, it's 100 bales less we got to get up next time. So we'll see what happens here. Whole combine's doing good though. It's coming, y'all. Showing on the radar, it's gonna be right up. We're gonna be right on the edge of it, and I hope it splits us. But I got a feeling we're getting ready to get wet. But it's getting dark back in there. About got another full load on here. We're gonna get it unloaded and let Coleman put this thing, the truck, in the shed. It'll be about 400 bushel. We don't want to get wet. Well, Coleman come and got the truck. He got the truck in the dry, and I got the combine in dry just at the right time. It just came a real hard downpour for, I mean, all of maybe 5 seconds. But it looks like there might be some more coming. It probably just enough to get us out of the field. But we did end up, we got a full truckload cut, and then I got a decent little combine load cut. We probably cut 3 or 4 acres. So it's that much more that's in the dry that's not getting wet right now. Straw's getting wet, we'll have to tether it out, but that's better than the grain getting wet. The grain can't take a whole lot more for it. Really takes a downhill turn. So, but anyway, we got that much done. My air condition has, for whatever reason, started going downhill fast on this combine. So we're going to have to look into the air condition, see what's going on with it. I don't know if we had a Freon. We fixed it, one leak on it. I don't know if we've got another one or what, but we're going to have to fix that, because this is a miserable place to be when the air conditioning ain't working, as I'm sure most of you farmers know. But anyway, we'll see you guys when we get back at it again.